Yeah, I got it. Okay, our first item on the agenda, Blaine Town Square, application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use and construction of a mixed-use commercial, residential, recreational development situated on tax parcel, section block and lot 51-141.2, project located on the southern side of New York State Route 94, 1,100 feet east of Warwick Turnpike, 137 State Route 94 South in the CB zone of the town of Warwick. At the planning board meeting of 4/15/26, the planning board deemed the application a type 1 action and adopted Part 2 and 3 EAF. At the planning board meeting of 6/3/26, a public scoping session was held with written comment period open until 6/15/26. At the planning board meeting of 7/15/26, the planning board extended the time of adoption of the final scoping document. Representing the applicant.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Kirk Rother, representing Blaine.
Kirk, we know, well, this is just a little reference for the board and the public. At the public hearing, this is a document that was incorporated all of the concerns of the public, concerns of the planning board, the applicant, its professionals. It's a very comprehensive document, I believe. It's the step that we're taking now to adopt this document. And at that point, it goes back to the applicant, and the time frame is on them to get the questions and the concerns answered to us. Could it be 6 months? Could it be a year? We don't know. It's not, there is no time frame for them to get back to us. That is on the applicant to get back to us. Any board members, any comments, concerns? Professionals, any comments? I believe, Laura, you had from your people, we did ask HDR about the cultural, go ahead, Laura.
The cultural resources.
Yes.
Specifically, the tribal representatives. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, the planning board asked me to work with the staff at my company for the tribal historic preservation officer who would be consulted if the planning board or SHPO required that, and I have the contact.
So we will provide that to the applicant, include that it's for you, contact them, give us their response, please. Any other comments, concerns? There is a resolution in our packet from our planner, Mr. McConnell, if you would.
I'd like to propose a resolution adopting a final scope for draft environmental impact statement. Name of the action, Blaine Town Square. Whereas the Town of Warwick Planning Board is in receipt of an application for site plan approval for a mixed-use commercial, residential, recreational development on approximately 38 acres of land for 8 proposed structures containing 72 one-bedroom apartments and 145,200 square feet of commercial floor area, and 1 proposed 12,000 square foot indoor recreation building and associated outdoor athletic fields located on a parcel identified as Section 51, Block 1, Lot 7.41 on the east side of New York State Route 94, approximately 1,100 feet north of County Route 21, the project. And whereas on August 20, 2025, the Planning Board noticed the following involved agencies of its intent to assume lead agency status for coordinated seeker review of the project. Orange County Department of Health, Sanitary Sewer, New York State Department of Transportation, Road Opening Curb Cut Permit, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Wetland Permits. And whereas on April 15, 2026, having received no objections from involved agencies, the Planning Board assumed lead agency status, classified the action as Type 1, adopted Parts 2 and 3 of the full environmental assessment form, and issued a positive declaration determining that the proposed action may result in 1 or more significant adverse environmental impacts and requiring that a draft environmental impact statement, DEIS, be prepared. And whereas the applicant submitted a draft scope for the DEIS dated March 6, 2026, which the Planning Board circulated to all involved and interested agencies on May 6, 2026, and made available on the town website and at Town Hall for review and comment by the public. And whereas the Planning Board held a hearing on the draft scope on June 3, 2026, and accepted written comments on the draft scope through June 15, 2026. And whereas the Planning Board has received and considered the comments of the public, involved and interested agencies, and the town planner and engineer, and has caused the draft scope to be revised to address the same. And whereas the Planning Board has determined that the final scope adequately identifies the potentially significant adverse environmental impacts to be addressed in the DEIS, the extent and quality of information needed to evaluate those impacts, and the reasonable alternatives to be considered in accordance with 6 NYC RR 617.8. Now therefore be it resolved that the final written scope for the preparation of the draft environmental impact statement is hereby adopted. And be it further resolved that the applicant is hereby directed to prepare the DEIS in conformance with the final scope adopted herein and with the requirements of 6 NYC RR Part 617, and is advised that the Planning Board will not accept the DEIS as complete until it adequately addresses each of the matters set forth in the final scope. Be it further resolved that the Planning Board Secretary is hereby directed to post the final scope on the town website, maintain the scope in the Planning Board office for review by the public, and to notice adoption of the final scope in the Environmental Notice Bulletin.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Rother, the ball's in your court right now.
Yes, thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
I think I'm next.
Oh, look at that. So you can stand right there.
Thank you, Connie.
All right, moving along. Black Dirt Sports, application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use and construction of an indoor rec building with accessory outdoor sports fields situated on tax parcels, Section 12, Block 2, Lot 16, 17, 2, 18, 19, and 20. Project located at the northern side of County Route 1, 1,100 feet west of Firehouse Lane, 734 County Route 1, in the LB and AI zones of the town of Warwick. Previously discussed at the planning board meeting of 5/6/26. The planning board deemed the application as type 1 action and circulated for intent to assume lead agency to New York State DEC and Orange County DPW. Representing the applicant.
Kirk Rother.
Kirk, you have a copy of the comments?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, planning board to discuss seeker. We do have a resolution from our planner, but we will get to that at a later time. Number 2, applicant to discuss project.
This is an application to repurpose an existing 8,000 square foot structure located in Pine Island. It's in 2 zoning districts, LB and AI. We did a site visit with the planning board, started the seeker process, lead agency circulation. We got comments back from DEC, County DPW, I believe County Planning also. And the intent of tonight is to adopt the Part 2 EAF that the planning board has prepared and maybe consider scheduling for a public hearing if you're so inclined.
Sure. So comments, I believe that's where we're headed with this. Comments, any comments? There's comments 3 through 35. I know they've been
I have
here.
no.
Anything
Yeah,
you'd like to
no.
discuss?
I'm good.
Or anything you'd like to discuss? Any board members like to discuss any of these comments? I'm going to keep comments 3 through 35 for the record. We do have a resolution in our packet. Vicki, care? It's a resolution adopting a full environmental assessment form.
I'd like to propose a resolution adopting a full environmental assessment form, Part 2. Name of action, Black Dirt Sports Club. Whereas the Town of Warwick Planning Board is in receipt of an application for site plan and special use permit approval for the reuse of an existing 8,000 square foot structure as an indoor sports and athletic facility with accessory outdoor sports fields and associated parking area on a lot identified as Section 12, Block 2, Lots 16, 17.2, 18, 19, and 20, located at 734 County Route 1. And whereas a full environmental assessment form, FEAF, Part 1 was submitted by the project sponsor dated April 16, 2026. And whereas on May 6, 2026, the Planning Board provided notice to the New York State DEC and Orange County DPW of its intent to assume lead agency status and has not received any objection. And whereas the Planning Board has reviewed a draft FEAF Part 2 prepared by its planning consultant, which identifies the following areas of potential moderate to large environmental impact: impact on land, impact on surface water, impact on groundwater, impact on flooding, impact on plants and animals, impact on agricultural resources, impact on historic and archaeological resources, impact on transportation, and impact on noise, odor, and light. Now therefore be it resolved that the Planning Board hereby assumes lead agency status and classifies the action as Type 1. And be it further resolved that the Planning Board adopts the FEAF Part 2 as prepared by Nelson Pope Voris, dated August 19, 2026. And be it further resolved that the Planning Board directs the project sponsor to submit a draft FEAF Part 3, providing any information or analysis it wishes the Planning Board to consider with respect to the moderate and large impacts identified in the FEAF Part 2.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Would someone care to make a motion to set Black Dirt Sports for a public hearing next available agenda? So moved. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along, number 3, Alexander 11 Waltz Way site plan, application for site plan approval and special use construction of a demolition of an existing single-family dwelling and construction of a new single-family dwelling located within a designated protection area of Greenwood Lake. Situated on tax parcel section 76, block 1, lot 24.2, project located at 11 Waltz Way in the SM zone and the TNO district of the town of Warwick, previously discussed at the planning board meeting of 12/17/25, and the planning board deemed the application a type 2 application. Representing the applicant.
It's Brian with Freeler Engineering.
Brian, you have a copy of the comments?
Yes. Yeah.
Comment number 1, planning board to the seeker, it is a type 2 action, we just discussed it. Number 2, applicant to discuss project.
Also, it's pretty much taking down an existing house and building a new house.
Brian, can you bring the
Yep.
microphone closer to you?
Sorry. We got county approval to install a septic system. Now we're just waiting to get planning board approval.
The planning board engineer and I went out, we looked at it, we looked at this property. It doesn't seem to have a site issue, it seems pretty straightforward. That's why we didn't do a site visit, but, any questions from us? I think it's just pretty straightforward what they're doing. Yep. Comment number 3, Conservation Board, no comments received. ARB, no comments received. Number 5, Orange County Planning Department, we sent this to them. Why are we pending comments? Well, if we didn't see them by then, we're not gonna see them now. Town of Warwick Building, we don't have any comments. Number 7, provided map notes saying that no construction or proposed use shall begin until the maps are signed by the planning board chairman and building department permits are obtained. Sheet 1, map note, whatever, I don't know, see it.
It's just a map.
Just a map, it's just a map, the sheet one map note,
Yeah, it's already on.
okay. Good.
Yep, it's there.
8, surveyor must sign and seal the plan because meets and bounds are included on the drawings.
Okay.
9, applicant has circulated a draft agreement and 3 neighbors have agreed to sign the document. So you are trying to get who you can?
Yeah, so I think there's,
I can add to that. Jeff DeGraw, DeGraw and DeHaan Architects. I spoke to Brian Alexander today. I think as of now, he's got 7 of 9 people.
Oh, wow. That's pretty impressive, Jeff,
Yep.
because I've never seen that happen on
And
these
it
private
looks,
roads.
it looks like the other 2 are willing to sign it. They
Great.
just haven't done it yet. So
Great,
they've all received it. They've had certified mailings, so.
perfect.
Okay.
Can you provide all that to us when it's, well, thank you. 10, surveyor to certify that iron rods have been set at all property corners.
okay.
11, any applicable performance bond and/or landscape bond and associated site inspection fees shall be provided.
Okay.
12, provide private road repair bond to planning board engineer specifications in the event the applicant's construction activities cause damage to the private road.
Okay.
And 13, payment of all fees.
Yep, it's not a problem.
Any board members have any comments or concerns? So you need to be set for a public hearing.
Yes.
Someone care to make a motion to set the Alexander site plan for a public hearing next available agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, number 4, FS Holding LLC, 18 Greenview Lane. Application for site plan approval and special use permit for the use and construction of and continuation of existing uses and proposed 16,308 square foot addition to the existing 13,580 square foot agricultural processing warehouse and processing facility. And this is going to change. This one mobile home for farm labor housing, are we on that same page here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I was,
This blurb is saying in legalizing one mobile home for farm labor housing. I believe there was discussion at our work session that that's not a permitted use, right, Mr. Krulik?
well, I did receive, excuse me, let me,
Hold on one second,
Okay.
okay. So, well, the blurb, in my eyes, is wrong, so we're gonna start with that first. Number 2, representing the applicant, just state your name.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Paul Baum, I'm the attorney for the applicant, and Pat Brady, the engineer for the
Okay, so before we even get into the comments on this, we discussed this with our attorney at the work session. And Bob, if you want to, you have a letter I know you wrote to the board and the applicant. You want to just fill us in on your side of this?
Sure, so the applicant is proposing occupancy of 2 mobile homes on the property. Not sure how the mobile homes originated, but mobile homes are only permitted to house migrant farm laborers who are actually working on a farm on site. There's no farming activity occurring on that property, so under any stretch of the imagination, I don't see how that could be permitted.
Well, I saw your letter for the first time this afternoon, so I didn't really have much time to get into it. I don't necessarily disagree with Mr. Krahulik's analysis. However, we do have a CO, and we do have building permits, and these mobile homes were installed, and they may be considered pre-existing non-conforming uses under your code. So I think that requires a little bit more research and
there's-
analysis to determine whether or not my client has vested rights
Permits
to
exist
maintain
for
these.
one mobile home, but not the second.
Permit exists for both mobile homes. A CO was actually issued for one.
Okay.
And we were coming here tonight in addition to, the processing building extension is to legalize that one mobile home, which the building inspector noted was a violation. We were never issued any violations for the other mobile home. But, I mean, I do understand Mr. Krahulik's position. However, before, we tell my client they have to be removed, if he has a vested right to keep them as a pre-existing non-conforming use, then we would like to explore that avenue.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
makes it easy for us this evening. We'll give you these comments for the record,
Okay.
right? Why are we going to go through the motions, Bob?
Well, the pre-existing non-conforming use issue isn't so cut and dry. They're looking now to change their use, get a new approval. So whatever non-conforming uses may have existed, whether legal or illegal, they're back in play now because you're looking to get a new site plan approval for the entire site.
Well, we were looking for a site plan approval for a 16,000 square foot addition.
Is
And
that
if-
all you're looking for? Are you looking for the,
Well, we have we have a CO for one of the mobile homes. We were given a violation that we need planning board approval for the other mobile home that was permitted, but a CO was never issued.
and so but do you know what your clients are going to use for the mobile homes? Is it farm labor housing?
Well, it was supposed to be for migrant workers that work on adjacent farms,
Not
but
to
not
this-
on this
this farm.
property, that's
Okay,
correct. And while if we were trying to come with that application right now, and these structures never existed, or if these structures were put on illegally, and now we're trying to legalize them, I would 100% agree with Mr. Krahulik, but the structures have existed, one apparently since the 60s, and the other one got a CO over 20 years ago, so, or was permitted over 20 years ago and just recently got the CO in 2023. And if it was illegal, why was a CO granted in 2023?
Well, the planning board doesn't grant COs.
No, I understand that,
That's,
but
we're not, but
it just opens up questions
well,
for me.
this, again, to my point, great, there's questions, there's some, you want to do some more research, that's fine. I just don't think we should proceed going forward at this point. I don't know what we're going to go, I don't know what we're going to discuss. To move this application forward, I believe our attorney made it pretty clear that they're not allowed, you have a new, am I right, Bob? I'm not speaking for you, but they're not allowed in this application, correct?
Not permitted.
Not permitted.
And a fundamental rule of law is maybe building permits and COs were issued in the past, but if they were issued illegally, then they're void.
But you need to,
I mean, I agree with that. I agree. If it was issued by mistake, a municipality is never stopped from correcting their mistake. So if it was issued by the mistake, then your board can say, yeah, you can't have it, we can't permit it.
Okay.
But if it wasn't, and he has a vested right to it, then I would submit that your board can then approve it, because you're really just proving the location and making sure they comply with the special permit criteria
which
at
they
that point.
can't though, because I guess for farm migrant housing, you have to provide documentation of the workers working on that piece of property.
Right,
Yearly.
unless they're legal pre-existing non-conforming uses.
But that might be true if you were just sitting there doing nothing and the building inspector knocked on your door. Now you're looking for a permit to add an 18,000 square foot addition, so you can't rely on pre-existing non-conforming use grandfathering everything on site when you're now looking for a new special use permit.
I'm not so sure I agree with that.
May I ask a question? So in the work session, as I understood this, the applicant was asking to make this building larger, et cetera. What were in my notes was the housing would be used for 2 other farms, not that farm.
Correct.
Now, perhaps, Mr. Baum, at one time, I don't remember or know the whole history of this particular farm building. Those, as I understand it, though, the migrant housing that is there would be usable if there was onion fields near, that farm produced from right there. In this case, the way I understand it, these houses would be for migrant workers from other farms. This building is not producing produce, it's processing it. So apparently, as I understand, this is the question I have for my attorney to verify, is that being that that's the case, our code says those housing units are only applicable if that was a farm producing, say, onions, adjacent on a piece of property across the street or whatever, and processing those, not processing other people's onions and using this housing for that building. Am I correct, Bob? Is that the way it works?
Yeah, but I think the applicant is arguing that they can have anybody occupy those buildings now, that once they're there, they're grandfathered, and they can change the use by installing any tenant they want, whether they're a farmer or whether a blue-collar worker or a white-collar worker. I think the argument is, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody can live there now.
Depending upon what the ordinances was at the time these were approved. So if they were approved at a time when there was no restriction on the farmers actually working on the property, and then they're legal. And the fact that you changed the law does not take away the vested right that my client would have. And that's really what we need to look into, is what was the law when these things were permitted.
I agree with that.
Okay, well, let me go back to what I said initially.
I understand.
Can I ask a question here? Have they been continuously occupied since they were first granted a C of O? Or was there any gap in the occupancy? To your point about,
Yeah.
okay, so that's something you need to be able to tell us.
Correct, because if it was discontinued, then any legal non-conforming status ceases. I understand
Well,
that.
let's do this, like I said at the beginning. Let's table this. Get your information. It doesn't pay for us to go forward. Quite frankly, I'm not gonna go forward an application that we don't know where we're going with it yet.
Well, I think, Mr. Chairman, I think where we're going was, we definitely want to do with the 16,000 warehousing. So I would like to go forward with the review, and if it turns out after my research that we have to remove them, we'll remove them, we'll take them off the site plan. But I'd like to be able to continue to process the application as it applies to the processing warehouse. If we have to do through SECRA, go through SECRA, get our public hearing, and then we can, and then at the end, if it turns out I'm wrong and Mr. Grulick's right, we take them off.
Then let's do this. We have comments here. Any of these comments you wish to discuss this evening? There's comments 2 through 25.
I've reviewed them, and we can address all of those.
Perfect. Then we'll take 2 through 25 for the record. Quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable saying this for a public hearing until we work this issue out.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here at a public hearing and go back and forth whether they're legal or not. We're going to know that well before that.
That's
So
understandable, and
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Continue working on these comments. Any board members have any comments or concerns at this point? Professionals? Okay. Then it's on you guys.
We'll address the comments, we'll do our research, and we'll report back to the
Report
board
back.
when we're ready to proceed.
Resubmit to the board at a work session, and we'll go through it.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you very
evening.
much.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, Highway 3 LLC, Town of Warwick lot line change. Application for sketch plat review and final approval of proposed lot line change situated on tax parcel, section block and lot 94-455.2 and 94-457. Parcels located at 487 and 489 Kings Highway in the SM zone of the Town of Warwick, County of Orange, State of New York. Representing the applicant.
Joe Fowl, Peter Zeck and Fowl.
So we have a copy of the comments.
Yes, I do.
Comment number 1, planning board to discuss seeker. Do we have that? What is, I believe it's a type 2. I can flip it up. Okay. So can we have a motion that Highway 3 lot line change is a type 2 action? Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Applicant to discuss project.
Yes, this is a lot line change between a 2.9 acre parcel owned by the applicant and a 0.05 acre parcel owned by the town. That parcel of land houses the Wickham Village pump station.
Sewer pump station.
Yes, sewer pump station, correct. Just a little history. We were in front of the town board to receive a zone change to go from OI to SM, and as part of that zone change, we are to do a lot line change to give the town additional lands around that pump station and actually make it contiguous to another parcel of land that the town of Warwick owns. And my understanding is this lot line change has to be prepared prior to the finalization of the zone change. Also, during that process, the town board wanted to see what the applicant was proposing on that land, and we did prepare a concept site plan of a duplex, indicating fully that that's what we wanted to propose. If we did indeed get the zone change, we are not going in for that duplex site plan right now, but we did show it to show that that's what we intended to utilize that lot for, should we get the zone change.
So you haven't received the zone change as of yet?
I believe it's conditional.
Correct.
Conditional on a lot line change?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So you know where your home is going to go?
Yes, we did prepare a site plan. I have a copy of it. I didn't make it as part of the application because we are not applying for.
No, we totally understand. We had a discussion. You weren't at the work session.
Yeah,
There was a discussion about this.
It's basically up in this area here.
But could you,
I don't know if you
I mean, my personal opinion is, I understand it. But my personal opinion is that we know that at some point in time, a home is going to be built there.
Correct.
With a well and septic, correct?
Well, I do have a couple of comments I would like to review.
We'll
when we
go
get
through
to
that also. Because I just think, seeing it, we're not approving, I understand as of right, you have a right to build a home. I just think we're looking at it, if you could show it on there, if the board's okay with that, I don't think it's a major undertaking on your part.
Okay.
Correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
I guess my question is, would that be on the map that gets filed with the county, or just a map for the town to have as part of their filed record?
Does it matter if it goes to the county? If it's on there?
A map is going to the county.
No, I understand that.
Right.
But does it matter if it shows a house location and a well location,
I suppose not.
right? I mean,
Okay.
isn't it killing two birds with one stone?
Okay, sure.
Correct?
Sure.
I don't see it as a real issue. Board okay with that? Okay, perfect. Well, there's a board member down here too, and there's a board over here. Thank you for clarifying. So maybe I'll clear that up. Any board members or professionals have any comments or concerns at this time? Thank you. All right, comment number 3, Conservation Board. There's no comments. ARB, no comments. 5, Orange Planning Department advisory comments. Endangered species, wetlands, on-site potential habitat for bog turtle, no potential impacts due to proposed lot line change, but future actions on-site should be referred to Orange County. So, again, I think it's a wise move just by their comment to show it on here.
Sure.
Number 6, Orange County DPW, 8/14/26 comments, no objections to the proposed lot line change. Any future development of the parcel require Orange County review and approval. Again, makes sense. 7, Town of Warwick Building Department, no violations. 8, Planning Board to determine if a site inspection is necessary. I believe we could all drive by it. Number 9, plans should show the existing lot line and the proposed lot line with different line types. Okay?
No problem.
10, Town of Warwick bulk zoning requirements must be added to the plans. All applicable setback distances should be included for both lots.
No problem. Well, that's good.
11, property owners within 300 feet of this property must be added to the plan.
Okay.
12, applicant to show the proposed two-family dwelling, driveway, well, septic system, etc. It is noted that the property is not within the town's water or sewer district.
That's the one I would like to.
Let's have a conversation.
Yes. I do not have access to what the limits of the sewer district map is. I pulled up on ImageMate that the tax parcel is in the public sewer and public water.
It's definitely not in the water. Water ends at,
It's in the private water.
that's not town water.
You're correct. It's part of the private water company that serves Kings
Kings
Estates.
Estates.
Yes. And my client says that he's been paying sewer taxes as well, so I guess that's the one issue out of all of this that I would like to clarify.
So, are you going to show that you have access to that water district?
Yes, that I can do.
That makes it just a letter from them that they have access, correct?
For water, yes, and then I'll confirm with Deborah Urick about whether it's in the sewer district.
Okay. I was told through our Deputy Commissioner of Water that it was not, but, you know, if there's proof that it is,
Okay.
I think it makes sense to at least show it on the plan,
Definitely.
right?
We just have to confirm it.
Exactly. So
There
we'll
there have
do,
been conflicting reports.
it's been
so-
back and forth a couple of times, so, and we would just need a will-serve letter from the water company, Kings Estates, that you can tie in.
Ben, I wasn't aware we have a deputy commissioner of water or a commissioner. Who is it?
Matthew McPherson.
Is he a town employee? or-
Yes.
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 I was never aware of that.
I'm sorry, I'll keep you more informed.
No problem.
Just ask, Roger.
Learn something new every day.
Just a wealth of knowledge. Okay, so we will do our due diligence on that, and,
And we will as well.
okay, thank you. Number 13, soil testing for the septic system must be witnessed by the planning board engineer if you need to put a septic system in. 14, applicant should complete an IPAC to verify if it's any federally protected species are present.
No issue. I honestly, Mr. Chairman, I have no issue with any. I only have 2 more questions unless you do want to go through the rest
Listen,
of
there's
them.
only a few left, I'll take care of it. 15, Town of Warwick standard notes must be added to the plan.
Okay,
16, applicant to submit filed water and drainage easement agreements.
okay,
17, applicant should submit the New York State DEC environmental mapper for possible New York State DEC wetlands, United States Army Corps of Engineer wetland map, New York State DEC rare plants and animals, and the FEMA floodplain map.
okay, yes.
18, proper erosion control measures, details, and limits of disturbances notes must be added to the plan.
Okay, I have a question on that. And not that I don't mind adding it, but is that going to be part of a plan that gets filed with the county as well? I guess that was.
Well, you know, honestly, it makes, eventually you're gonna build a home here, correct?
Correct.
That's the plan.
Yes.
So why wouldn't you file it all at once?
Okay.
Because then you just have.
Sold. Just
Well, look
questioning.
at that.
No
Look,
problem.
You know,
Yep.
it's easy as that. Then you just go draw a building permit with a filed map, correct? Makes sense. 19, applicant to show buildable area, section 13721A for both lots.
Okay, just a quick question on that, more on the town of Warwick lot. I have not done that yet, but I guess my question is, if that lot doesn't meet the buildability
It's
standards.
not a buildable lot, correct, Bob?
Well, it's not a buildable lot, but it's being done for the benefit of the town, so it's like road widening, you don't need
Well,
to.
we wouldn't have to, I mean,
We'll waive it.
we won't just waive it.
Right.
Okay, that was my question, thank you.
And 20, applicant to show square rule for both lots, again, we'll have to
Same
waive
question.
that, yep. 21 to 911, addresses for the property must be obtained from the building department and then shown on the plan.
Okay,
22, provided map notes saying that no construction or proposed use shall begin until the maps are signed by the planning board chairman and building department permits are obtained.
okay, yes.
23, surveyor to certify that iron rods have been set at all property corners, applicant requesting to install iron rods at points only near the lot line change.
Yes,
I don't have a problem with that. You have a problem with that? No, I think we're fine. 24, surveyor to sign and seal the survey plan with the proposed meets and bounds.
no problem.
25, applicant to provide description for the area transferring ownership for review prior to being filed. The library page for this filed document must be added to the plan.
Okay,
Date filed, library page must be shown on the drawings for all applicable overlaid notes.
no problem.
And 27, payment of all fees.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Any board members have any comments or concerns, professionals? Now, Bob, will this require a public hearing?
Yes, because there's proposed construction now,
Okay.
which is why I recommended in the beginning not to require the applicant to provide that, but now that he is,
Well,
yes.
there's- Okay.
I guess my question is, if the lot line changes come in, then we came in with a separate application to the building department showing all of that information, because the house that we show, I'm certainly sure is not, it's just
But
a box.
It's a box. Well, that's all we see in this board is boxes.
Okay.
We understand it. To your point, Mr. Kulik, that's true. But I still.
We've never waived a public hearing when there's construction proposed.
Okay, well, again, I'll leave this alone. That's fine. We set a public hearing, next available agenda for Highway 3 LLC, Town of Warwick lot line change. So moved. Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Good, motion carried. Roger
No, I
No, Roger.
made the motion.
made the motion.
Who seconded? Second.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And I'll find out the date from Connie.
Yeah, we'll.
Or you'll
talk-
notify us.
Yeah, we'll notify you. We'll, it'll probably be, once we get, once we know what you're doing with the. For what? Well, we'll have to see where we're at. I mean, first of all, we have to see if they even can get into the sewer district.
Right, we have to know the status of that.
Okay. We'll wait, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Bye, Joe, nice seeing you. It's been a lot of years.
Other considerations, planning board minutes of 7/15/26 for planning board approval.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Trone Poulet lot line change, letter from John McGloin dated 8/6/26, addressed to the planning board in regards to the Trone Poulet lot line change, requesting 6-month extension on conditional final approval of a proposed lot line change situated on tax parcel section block and lot 41-1, 108, and 58. Parcels located at 16 Sutton Road and 78 Covered Bridge Road, located in the RU zone. CFA was granted on 3/18/26. The applicant has stated they are currently in the process of filing the declarations and deeds and addressing all conditions of approval. The 6-month extension becomes effective on 9/18/26.
That's true. I spoke to John McCoy, and it's very, very close.
Thank you. Is there a so move?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence. We have one email correspondence from Carol Linantano dated 7/20/26 in regards to the Blaine Town Square project. 2 email correspondence from Michael Vell dated 7/27/26 in regards to the Tiedemann Castle site plan project. And 3 email correspondence from Renee and Philip Liberty dated 8/14/26 in regards to the Black Walnut Creek project. They're in our packets. E, privilege of the floor for agenda items. Anyone wishing to address an agenda item this evening? No? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Ben, do you think we should